Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarva Karishu Sarvada. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Gunatitoksharam Brahma Bhagavan Purushottamaha. Jano Janandidam Satyam Uchyate Bhavabandhanat. Om Bhagavate Shri Swaminarayanaya Namaha. Shri Lakshmi Narayanaya Namaha. Shri Radha Krishnaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 5th of November 2024. This is the amazing day of Election Day in the United States today. So I want to offer my prostrations to all the voters today, actually. So may they make the right decision for the benefit of the world, and may whoever the winner may be not create any trouble for anybody else in this world, you know. So that is a important thing. It is important in life to be able. Hold on one second. Let me turn this thing off. Just one second. Sorry. It is important in life to be able to handle victory and defeat with equanimity. This is the teachings of the Upanishads and of the Gita. You know, since today is election day and there's so much controversy and so much fighting and so much, you know, all the stuff that is there always in any election, I thought maybe we'll make some comments about that today in terms of what Vedanta teaches us. That when there is the possibility of gain or loss, this is the basic idea. This is the idea in the Gita. The equilibrium is to be maintained. This is the Upadesham of Sri Krishna Bhagavan. This is the Upadesham of Bhagavan Ramchandra Ji and all incarnations of God. If you look at any Hindu deity, this is the one teaching that you will find in all of them. It doesn't matter which one it is. It absolutely doesn't matter. It could be Ganesh Ji, Hanuman Ji. You could look at the whole Santa Parampara. Santa Parampara mein to hai hi wo baat. Obviously, equanimity. Every devata or every deity, every form of God, God is only one, every form of God that is in the Sanatan Dharma, they are all teaching us by their grace, by the grace of that particular incarnation, to be very, very steady amidst whatever may be happening in life. And that is the most difficult part. That's internal steadiness of emotion, steadiness of prajna, intelligence, steadiness of one's bhavana and one's vision, steadiness of one's speech, the austerity of speech, the steadiness of the steadiness in handling the changes that are constantly going on in the physical body, psychologically, and in the world outside. Bahut sthirta, like a candle with the flame, you know, that is not wavering at all. Sthir jyot. Jyot kaisi hoti hai? Bahut sthir jyot. Aisa hamara man ho sakta. We can reach that stage. And this is important. This teaching is Sanatan. The word Sanatan means eternal. This is for anybody who has been given a human body. Bring the mental capacity into a very steady state. That is part of the aparoksha anubhuti, as we were saying yesterday. Aparoksh means present. Paroksh, the word paroksh, by the way, means that which was, that which has been, that is secondary. That is called paroksh. You know, that is called paroksh. And aparoksh means right now, in the present, what is the experience in the present, because there is only the present reality. There really is nothing else. So Shankaracharya Ji is just trying to awaken all of us, that awaken to the fact that there is the present reality, the present experience. And in the present experience, bring yourself into equilibrium. Equanimous, that's another word in English. The words in the Gita are as follows. Sthita prajna. Sthita prajna means sthir prajna. Prajna is intelligence. Sthir buddhi. There's many verses about this in the Gita. Vyavasyatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushaka hanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Our intelligence is in bahushaka. Many branches has gone here. Of course, we have domains of knowledge, domains of experience. Of course. Buddhayo vyavasayinam, that ekeha kurunandana. Bring it into one track. Bringing our buddhi, our bhavana, buddhi and bhavana, and through buddhi and bhavana, our kriya into one track, that brings about this steady state. स्थिरता जीवन में आ जाती है. बुद्धि, भावना और उसमें से हम जो क्रिया करते हैं, क्रिया मीनिंग एक्शन, mental, verbal, physical. Then every action is performed in that beautiful lamp of realization, the lamp of understanding that is called Atmagnan, or sometimes it is called Brahma Jyot, Brahma Jyoti. Jyoti means the flame, obviously. Brahma Jyoti kya hai? Brahma Jyoti is the divine light. In the Vaishnava scriptures, but Acharyas have mentioned that the Brahma Jyoti is the light coming from the body of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. That is a divine light. Nirakar, formless. ऐसी भी एक बात है. There's a lot of तात्विक बात है ये सब. That yogis, once they go beyond all mental fluctuations and disturbances and are in dhyan, Brahma Jyoti ka darshan hota hai. I say, this is the history in Sanatana Dharma. Quite a few sages, even today there are people, individuals who are very evolved. They can see the Brahma Jyoti. ये जो भौतिक जगत दिखता है, this is part of our Jagrat Avastha only. But once we go outside that Avastha, because the mind has become absolutely still, not destroyed. Mind is not destroyed. Mind has become still. स्थिरता आ गई है, मानसिक स्थिरता आ गई है. मन का नाश नहीं है. देह, इंद्रिय, अंतकरण, मन का नाश नहीं है. It is not a destruction of the mind, body, indriyas, etc. No, not at all. Not at all. It is, in fact, it is the brimming, I'll put it to you this way, it is the brimming of amazing saintly qualities. Sant ke gun. Sant ke gun bina kuch hai hi nahi. Kuch bhi nahi hai. It's all waste only. Ye जीवन ही एक waste hai, unless we have saintliness. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful qualities such as daya, compassion, forgiveness, all these fantastic qualities that are possible for us. Conquering anger, jita kurodaha, jita lobha, nirmadaha, freedom from pride, freedom from hypocrisy, nirdambaha, cleanliness, dantaha means self-control. These are a whole list. I'm actually working on a document that actually shows all the 64 qualities. I just yesterday pulled it up, and I'm going to do some translation on that and pull some material together to really show what they are. That if an individual, including all of us, hopefully all of us, if we have all 64 qualities at the highest level, 64 lakshan in Gujarati, then we can say, wo pura sant hai. Poorna Sadhutaa. It's like this in the university system. When somebody gets that full professorship, they start with assistant professor, then they go to associate professor, they get tenured at associate professor. But to go from associate professor to full professor, wo ek alag baat hai, different dimension altogether. You have to have So many ducks in a row in every possible angle, publications and community service and the top teaching capacity and grants and research and this and that and this and that. They don't make anybody full professor like that. But banate hi nahi ho. 99% people don't get that full professorship. Only somebody gets it once in a while. भगवान के जो पूरे संत है ऐसी बात है. Lot of sadhus are there. A lot of us like sadhaks are there. We are trying to realize God. So many things are there. पूर्ण साधुता. ये बात ही कुछ अलग है. बहुत अद्भुत बात है ये. There is no joy in life equivalent to Purna Sadhuta. Purna Sadhuta, meaning total saintliness, equals Purna Divyata, total divinity, equals Satchidananda, equals Aparoksha Anubhuti, equals Mansik Sthirta, Deha Indriya ki sab Sthirta. Jo bhi kaho. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make any difference how you want to put it. You know, it is the possibility that is available to us due to the grace of the Mahapurushas. Mahapurusha Saunshrayaha. When we recognize that the great sages, they are great because of this, not because of anything else. They may not have invented any great scientific technology or anything. कैसे जीवन जीते हैं, किस दृष्टि से जीते हैं, किस भाव से हम जीते. थोड़ा टाइम है जीवन में. How much time is there anyway? इसीलिए मुक्तानंद जी कहते हैं, मुक्तानंद स्वामी का एक बहुत सुंदर पद है, संत जन सोई सदा मोहे भावे, देह इंद्रिय अरु मन आदिक के संग में नहीं लपटावे. संत जन सोई सदा मोहि भावे, काम क्रोध अरु लोभ मोह वश होयन मन ललचावे. मेरो ही ध्यान रटन मुख मेरो, सोई तजी अन्न न जावे. I'll go into the explanation. These poems are written in 4 stanzas. They're just literally like 4 lines long, 4 stanzas. The 3rd stanza is Shara akshara aru akshara par ki sabhi samaj ur lave. सबगुण पुरन परम विवेकी गुण को मान न आवे. पिंड ब्रह्मांड से पर निज आत्मा जानी के मम गुण गावे. मुक्तानंद कहत युह मोहन सोही जन संत कहावे. He's given in this 4-line poem पूरा अध्यात्म इसमें है. All scriptures, everything is in this. If you really analyze this poem, I'll briefly make some comments about it. बहुत सुंदर बात. भगवान क्या कहते हैं? It's like he has written it as if God is teaching it. You know, संत जन सोई सदा मोहे भावे. That means भगवान को प्रिय कौन है? जो पूरे संत है उनको वो प्रिय है. गीता में लिखा है ज्ञानी मेरा आत्मा है. जो ज्ञानी भक्त है, 4 categories of devotees are there. And the topmost is Jnani. Jnani in Gujarati, we can say that way. Or Jnani in Marathi. Right? So, Santa Jana Soi Sada Mohe Bhave, Deha Indriya Aru Mana Adika ke Man Buddhi Chit Ahankar Deha Indriya Antakaran, unke sang mein wo laptate nahi. Deha Indriya Aru Mana Adika ke sang mein nahi lapatav. Look at what happens in ordinary human beings' life. You know, we see some objects, we get stuck somewhere, somebody says something. There's constant this pulling back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. वो कैसे है संत? कि भगवान के ध्यान में वो लग जाते हैं. Their goal is Paramatma. And they see that same Paramatma in all. So naturally, when the goal is so high, when the goal is set, Dheyo Narayana Hari, Narayano Hari, when that goal is set, then naturally the mental instrument, mind, Antakarana, naturally everything comes automatically into balance. It has to come into balance. Take the professor example. Somebody becomes an assistant professor, gets a year-to-year contract. You know, that's the way it goes. If somebody's hired as an assistant professor in a university, They get a 1-year contract. It's literally a 9-month contract. That's what it is. And then they may renew the contract if you're doing a good job, but they don't. Many universities, they don't want to give anybody tenure. They say, "Usko karo kaam, make them work for 4 or 5 years and get rid of them, get somebody else." ऐसे बहुत university करते. It is not easy to get tenured. See, it's like that. It's an analogy. भगवान के साथ अखंड संबंध जोड़ना है. It's like getting that tenure thing, that Paramatma कहते, okay, now you're ready to have this constant connection with me. You're ready, to really, you're in that situation now where all the limitations that were afflicting the sadhak have vanished. Yes, there absolutely is this evolution. I remember years back when I was younger in the Swaminarayan Satsang, Pujya Pramukh Swamiji Maharaj, he used to say this verse all the time. Surya Chandra farta na dekha hai, vatta na dekha hai vel, em harijan hari ko bhajta na dekha hai, asharya ka khel. Iska meaning kya hai? It's a beautiful little poetic verse that we cannot see the movement of the sun and the moon, but it is every second it is moving. The veil meaning it's that that like a money plant, like that. I don't know what the exact translation is in English, but it's a plant that just grows in like long stems and all. That's called veil. So I don't know. There's some English translation. We'll see it sometime. You cannot see its growth. It's growing every second. In the similarly, is the same way. Hari jana hari ko bhajta na dekha. Asharya ka khel. Asharya kya hai? That we transition from the jiva state to the brahmic state. हमको ही मालूम नहीं होगा कि हम कब वो स्थिति में पहुंच गए. We don't realize. Look at where we are now compared to where we were last year, 2 years ago when we first started. Isn't it so? There's a gradual change. It's not an instantaneous thing like that. It's a gradual development. आश्चर्य है. ये एक बड़ा सत्संग का चमत्कार है. ये भगवान के संत, भगवान और भगवान के शास्त्र, भगवान और भगवान के संत, भगवान और भगवान के मंत्र, भगवान और भगवान की मूर्ति, भगवान और भगवान के विषय जो सद्विचार, ये सब आश्चर्य है. It is the greatest miracle there is. There people talk about these miracles. Yeah, everything is a miracle. इस सृष्टि भी एक बड़ा miracle है. It's a lila, right? It is a creative power of Paramatma. But the real miracle, the actual miracle that God is wanting is for all of us to evolve into that divine connection, into that Brahmic state. That is the real miracle. Baki chamatkar ho bhi sakte. Yogis have siddhis and all those things I mentioned before. We talked a little bit, maybe didn't really go too much into that. I think maybe a year and a half ago or something. I remember talking a little bit about the Ashta Siddhis. Bahut siddhi hai. But वो सिद्धि का कुछ काम नहीं. The main siddhi is that we can evolve out of these internal limitations. काम क्रोध अरु लोभ मोह वश होय न मन ललचावे. ये सिद्धि है. That the man lalchave means in mind is not getting so lost inside these deficiencies. That is the real siddhi. That is the real attainment. बाकी जीवन में बहुत कुछ मिल सकता है. Many sadhak, there's history in Sanatana Dharma. Even today, some people do intense sadhana. And they get some experiences or they get some things that they want to get, some powers and all that. It's a baat hai, yogic tradition mein, tantra tradition mein. Particularly it is there, these kinds of things. Whatever that is, it doesn't have any consequence at all if the ego gets involved in it. And then, because it can happen, right? It can happen. It's happened already so many times. It's a lot of stories, there's a lot of history. Some siddha is there, or unke niche 10,000 students are there. There's but you lost your path, my friend. This happens. Easily it happens because of some great speaking ability or some great, some spiritual power or kuch bhi. Isiliye, there's a beautiful statement in Swaminarayan Satsang दास ना दास थईने रहो सतसंगमा भक्ति भली मानिश राचिश तेना रंगमा. What it means is, it doesn't matter who you are, whatever level, whatever height one has gained, one is the servant of the servant. This is what Hanuman ji teaches us. हनुमान जी सेवा करते हैं, लक्ष्मण जी की भी सेवा करते हैं, सीता जी की भी सेवा करते हैं. सीता और लक्ष्मण वो भगवान राम के परम भक्त है, वो भक्तों के भी भक्त है. दास ना दास थई रहो सतसंगमा भक्ति भली मानिश राचिश तेना रंगमा. That means भगवान क्या कहते, who is in that mental state, I will accept his devotion and I will be dancing with him, playing with him. I will be with him continuously. This is where Bhagavan himself becomes the bhakta of the bhakta. Believe it or not, that's what happens. वो आदीन बन जाते हैं. When bhakti reaches the height, then Bhagavan himself cannot forget the bhakta. Or bhakta cannot forget the Bhagavan. That is an extraordinary internal connection with God. And when that happens, उनकी एकता हो जाती है. और ऐसे भक्त का दर्शन जब होता है, समझना कि वहां भगवान का भी अस्तित्व है, भगवान का ही दर्शन हो गया. भक्त में भगवान का दर्शन होता है. When that stage is reached of extraordinary purity, extraordinary connection. There's a beautiful statement in Bhakta Chintamani, beautiful line about the description of Nar and Narayan. Nar Rishi and Narayan Rishi. Narayan Rishi is an incarnation of Bhagwan Narayan in Badrik Ashram, and Nar Rishi is the incarnation of the ideal, is another Rishi, but that's a Bhakta. And Arjuna and Krishna are considered to be like, human incarnations of those rishis actually. That's another way to understand this. So, Choto ekane disa chodoya eno bheda jani shake koya. That you are one with each other. You are actually two. There's Nar and Narayan. But nobody can figure out what that demarcation is between the two of you. How can you figure it out? This is Adhyatma. Okay, so let's stop here for now. Happy Election Day. This is going to be quite interesting. And with that, Om Dhyanamulam Guror Murti Mantramulam Guror Vakyam Pujamulam Guror Padam Mokshamulam Guror Krupa Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Mahasaraswati Rupena Samstita Namastasya 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 Namo Namaha Om Shri Radha Krishnaya Namaha Om Durge Durge Rakshini Tata Svaha Om Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Karacharanakritam va Kayajam Karmajam va Shravananayanajam va Manasam va Paradam Vihitam Avihitam va Sarvametat Shamasva Jai Jai Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho Om Divilingaya Namaha Urdhvalingaya Namaha Anandalingaya Namaha Atmalingaya Namaha Paramatmalingaya Namo Namaha. And with that, Bhavna, happy Election Day to all, and may God bless everybody and everybody have sadbuddhi in life. With that, I hope you have voted. That's all. Thank you all so much.